Hello one and all, this is Hybridsteel. Thank you very much for joining me in today's Hydroneer holy crap what was I thinking video. Today I have got to a point where I've said this a couple of times where it's just like, I think this is going to be as max as my computer is going to take. So I went a little bit bigger, and when I decided to go bigger, I meant from the ground up. That down there is bedrock, and that's our funnel. Now, you're probably asking yourself, well, actually, if you've seen the thumbnail, you already know. But up here is 810 Goliath drills. Now, I'm using mods, which is no surprise to anyone, but I did have to put dirt on the bottom of every single one of these myself because the dirt mod didn't work properly. So, yeah, 810 lumps of dirt I did myself. So, as you can see, it is a field of metal. This is... I'm not even going to joke. This is a pain in the arse to set up, put together, and everything else. I literally spent 6 to 7 hours putting this together. Okay, and to explain what I've got to do, so I've had to put conveyor belts all down to here into the harvesters themselves, and all this has to be laid out this way. All of these lag the game up so much that as soon as I push the start button, it basically messes around so much that I have a problem. So what I'm going to do is, on average, a Goliath drill rotates every 30 seconds. So instead of doing a 5-minute drill, because this is going to take a little bit longer than 5 minutes, these rotate every 30 seconds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 10 rotations. Now, 10 rotations would work on a standard drill within 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, it will do 10 standard rotations. Because I'm doing 810, I have to do it at my own pace. And what I'll do is I'll show you the first one, and then I'll let you know how things are actually going to go. So what's going to happen is the 810 Goliath drills. Now, they are going to be producing small sections of dirt. Well, they're small sections of stuff. They're not going to be producing large. And the reason why they're not going to be producing large bits is because I'm like working on the top of the level, not like underground. All of these are going to be producing giant like chunks of dirt, but all the stuff that comes out of it is going to be tiny particles. I can't build this at lower level because it's just too much, and you have to have a funnel to do this, and you can't use conveyor belts because it's too much lag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 10 rotations, and then I'm going to show you how much money this is actually worth. So here we go. This is how to do a rotation with this. You literally have to sit here and wait till every single one of them has fired, and then you have to turn it off. And I'll show. This is how it is. So that's 810 ram drill Goliaths, all firing at the same time. So for 810 particles of dirt, like, what, 2 or 3 of them didn't make it to the middle? It's not too bad if you ask me. So I'm going to do that 9 more times, and then we'll show you how much it's worth. Because 10 times is about 5 minutes worth of work for your standard, like, Goliath. So I'll be back here in just a minute. Alright, okay, so we just finished our last rotation of Goliaths, which I'm going to be honest, that took a little bit longer, but we did 10 rotations, which is the equivalent of running it for 5 minutes. Just cleaning up now are the last couple of boulders that are just laying around, not doing very much. But yeah, that wasn't too bad when it came to it. It's just, unfortunately, you know, it does take a little bit of time to run this much, well, with very little optimization on my part, because this is about it. The thing is that I always get told by people, if you use less conveyor belts, you won't get as much lag. In the way that I build, you're always going to be looking at lag. Always. It's never, ever, 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 ever going to go away. Okay, so on the last run, we took off our deletion mod and let some gems fall out, because we need gems, because then we have to build our, obviously, our ring, well, no, our necklace. One thing that I have forgotten to get, though, is a grinding wheel. Okay, cool. And what we'll do is we'll take one item from here, let it be, I'm going to go with the blue one this time. There we go, blue one. Woo! So we'll use that. It's not very big, it's only 0.9. And then what we'll do is we'll use that when we come to the gold section of things. We'll put my funnel back up there for now. Okay, so first off is the shard block. Let me just get rid of that. I need this for in a minute. Okay, so first off, the shard block. Shard block is worth 1,035. That's not too bad for a shard block. And if I need anything later on when it comes to power, I can just duplicate that up and be happy. Next is metal. Or iron, because apparently I've been grammatically corrected on that as well. So this is iron. 152,563. Now I need to cut that into 3 sections, because we need to build a big sword. So we're going to build a big sword. I'm going to stick all 3 sections into the furnace. We'll take another bit and we'll pop that there, and we'll take another bit and we'll pop that there, and we'll just go hoya. And I won't tell you how much this is worth until we get to the shop. But because I'm actually gonna make a blunderbuss. Never done this before. So there's my cloutium. I know we have to heat this up first, so we'll do that. And we got our screwdriver, we got our workbench, and we've got our blunderbuss thingamajigget. This down on there. We'll pick up the screwdriver. There we go. Boom. Oh, I didn't show you how much the bar was worth. The downside to this build is because it's using small particles, it's probably not going to get as much as the 300 Goliaths. 154,000 in gold as well. That's not bad. Weird, but okay. Oh, and I just made that into 2. I didn't want to do that. Right, I need a smelter quickly. I need to melt this bar back down. And let's go with that bar back down. Thankfully, I didn't make them into anything. So the reason why I did that is because I made 3 bars and not 2. This is still going to be worth 154 grand, as you can see. And that's okay. And that's okay. And we'll take our tiny gem and we'll pop that on the anvil. So 154,000 worth of gold, 150 grand's worth of metal, a tiny sapphire, and a blunderbuss. Let's go and see how much this is worth. It's just a nightmare waiting to happen. So first off, the blunderbuss. Never sold one of these before. And it's worth 10,854. So this was 150 grand's worth of iron. 216,000. So yeah, because we were using smaller particles, it's not going to be worth that much. So this is why building Goliaths at the bottom of a lot instead of at the top of a lot is probably better for you. So 216 grand there. So 500,000, give or take, which isn't great. All right. So yeah, the lesson learned from this is that if you want to go big, like I have done, then you're going to have to sacrifice like profit. Because there's no way to build something of this magnitude really low to the ground, then you will sacrifice the problem. So you may as well just use ram drills for this. That is the downside to like where I've built this, but on the plus side, it proved that it worked. That's about as much as I can really say. So yeah, 500,000's worth of profit from 810 Goliaths, which is pretty pitiful. But so if you use Goliaths on the bottom plate, which is what we did in our last video, which was how to make 1 million in 5 minutes, we made 1 million in 5 minutes. And yeah, at the end of the day, making a smaller build right on the bottom of a lot is just more profitable. This is, in all fairness, just for show. There is no reason why anyone should build anything like this in the future. And the reason why is just because it's not profitable. I mean, the amount of money this would actually cost you to build and the amount of money you're not going to make from it is ridiculous. So what I'm probably going to look at this and just say, if you want to build something like this, go ahead. But having Goliath drills that high up is not worth it. I mean, I suppose I could bring them all down to ground level, but the problem with that is you need a way of transporting all the dirt to a harvester, and like we saw in the 300, the lag got a bit over the top after a while, so there was no major point in doing it. The problem with the way that this game works is that your dirt is mined at a specific level. So when you're up here, the dirt isn't worth as much as it is when it's down there. And we've proved that. Like 300 round drills at the bottom of this level got us $1 million in profit. 810 round drills at the top of the level got us $500,000. So we almost tripled the amount